Hello everybody, this is Dan Herrick with Lively Legs, and today we're going to be tying the Double Trouble Rusty Nymph in a size number 10. This is one of my favorite nymphs right here, folks. I love the color of it. Kind of reminiscent of a pheasant tail color. You got the antennas in the legs and the tails, which impart movement. It's just a fantastic little fly. You should give this one a try. So what we'll do, we'll get started tying the Double Trouble Rusty nymph. And first we'll go over a materials list. And what we have is a 720 lip splitter in a size 10. We're going to use a down and dirty 3.3 copper bead. For our legs and antenna, we're going to use grizzly micro legs in a root beer color. For our dubbing, we're going to use Hare's Ear Plus dubbing in a reddish brown. For our wing case, we're going to have Pheno skin in a brown. We're going to use for our ribbing, we're going to use a soft gold wire in the size small. And the star of the show is a rust colored medium Lively Legs, and they're good for a size 10 and a size 8. And our thread, we're going to be using a rusty brown unithread in a size 6/0. We're going to be using Hairline's dubbing wax. And we're going to be using Hard as Hall head cement. Great cement right here. And just a little tip with the head cement. I find sometimes that the brush is a little too big. You can trim it down, or what I do, I like to use a dubbing needle. And I'll just put it in a little container like this. So you can make your own choice there, but I prefer using a dubbing needle. But like I said, the brush is fine too. We'll invert our hook like so, and we'll take our bead. Now remember, you have a large size and you have a small size. The small size goes on first, reason being you don't want it to slide over the eye of the hook. So we'll reinsert the hook. What we'll do, we'll just slide that back because we're going to tie in our antenna. So we'll make a couple wraps. You want to try not to do too much because you want to eliminate bulk so your bead can slide over your antenna. So what we're going to do here, we're going to pinch it on one side, make a loose wrap, pull it in. And when this happens, you can rotate your thread, spin your bob, and then it'll pull it right over like so. Alright, you want to make sure you get that right on the side of the hook, just like so. Make a couple securing wraps. Bring your other side over. Pinch it, loose wrap, snug it. And now here's the trick. You want to make it right on the sides of the hook, on the eye of the hook like so. Secure it with a couple tight wraps. Come back to the eye so you can reposition everything like so. Alright, come back. We'll trim off our excess. So what we'll do, we'll make 3 good whip finish turns. 1, 2, 3. Secure. That's all you need. You can even do half hitches if you want, but I prefer to use the whip finish. Alright, we're going to slide our bead over. Alright, and then we'll rewrap our thread around our hook, and we'll go back to the back of the bend. And we're going to tie in our tail. So what we're going to do here, we'll go up about to the hook point. Tie it in. Bring it over to the side. Come back forward. We're going to make our other loop. I'm going to pinch it on the side. And what we're going to do here, we're going to pull. Put a little tension on it and pull down. Like so. Come back forward. Okay. So what we have, I'm going to straighten this out a little bit, manipulate it a little bit. There we go. What you have is something that looks like this. Okay. Now what we're going to do here, we're going to tape our ribbing, which is our small gold wire Run it down the opposite side of the hook shank, which is going to make it easier to start your first wrap. Okay, now what we're going to do here, we're going to take a little hairline dubbing, put between your index finger and your thumb, and we're going to dub a body. Now you want it to be a kind of a cigar shape. You start taper. A tapered body is what you want here. So what we're going to do here, we're going to make it tight. We'll start wrapping our body. Just like so. What you can do is we can go all the way through. Well, I didn't trim this off here. We'll get that real quick. Just a little more dubbing. You don't want too much up here in your thorax area because we're going to set our legs. Okay, so now our next step is let's do our ribbing. So we're going to start 1. 4 good ribs will be excellent. If you can get more, that's great. But what we're going to do is we're going to take our ribbing all the way through to the back of the bead. Like so. Make a couple wraps. Pull it back, a couple wraps forward. Now a lot of people helicopter. I don't like helicoptering, so I take a cheap pair of scissors and just snip it off. Okay, the next thing we're going to do, we're going to take pheno skin for a wing case. Now we have a backing on this, and then we have the front part. And what you do is you can peel it off of that white backing. What you have is something that looks like this. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to lay that down right behind the bead and secure it, and then come forward. I got to turn it here a little bit just so I can see. There we go, like so. What you have is something that looks like this. Okay, now thread forward to the back of the bead, and we're going to take our legs and show you the components of it. You have a front tab, you have a first set of legs, second set of legs, third set, and a back tab. So the first thing you want to do is lay that front tab right behind that bead, directly behind that bead, snug it down, come to the middle, make 2 wraps. Come right back, right exactly behind that second set of legs and pull down and go right back to the middle. Okay, so what you have is something that looks like this so far. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull that back tab and cut that third set of legs off. Then we're going to go to the front tab, lift it up, trim it off. Now you can reposition your legs a little bit like so. So what you have is something that looks like this. So what we're going to do here, we're going to start our dubbing our thorax. We're going to take a little bit of our wax in our index finger and thumb. Now you can choose to do it on the thread, but I find doing it with your index finger and your thumb, you get a tighter wrap. And we're going to brush it out when we're finished anyway, so I think this is the best way to go with your dubbing wax. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to make 2 turns in the middle, go directly behind that back set of legs, back to the middle, pull your front legs up, go right behind the bead, and we should have a nice thorax here. So, we can put a little bit more on. Make it nice and tight. Take it right back to the middle set of legs. There we go. Now I think we have, yep, we have it there. That's what you want right there. Now we have some extra long fibers here. We can pull those out or you can trim them, but I suggest pulling them out because there's nothing worse than getting to this point of your fly and you use a pair of scissors to trim it and you accidentally snip a leg, then you're in trouble. Okay, so what we have is this right here. So we're going to pull our pheno skin over, tie it in, couple good wraps, pull it back, go right behind the bead and make a couple wraps just to secure it. We're going to trim it off. Pull your front set up and you can wrap right behind your bead and get a nice wrap there with your thread. Alright, now we're going to whip finish 4 times. Pull it up, down, snug it, push it through. Now we're going to trim our loops. There we go. Now we want to go about 5 to 7 spots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So somewhere in here. Same way with the front. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Pull them. And then the last step, like I said, you can use the hard as hell brush, but I prefer using the dubbing needle. And what we'll do here, we'll get a little drop. Put it on both sides. And there you have it. The Double Trouble Rusty Nymph. I hope you enjoyed the video. And like I always say, tight lines, tight wraps, good fishing.